A new report has found the United States could be running low on bombs. Military officials are concerned that they may not be able to replenish the supply. Anya Parenpel explains.
The Pentagon's Office of Manufacturing and Industrial Base Policy released its annual report for the House Committee on Armed Services, meant to help Congress prioritize spending. According to Defense One, the report, quote, has concluded that the industrial base of the munitions sector is particularly strained, something the report blames on the start-and-stop nature of munitions procurement over the last 20 years, as well as the lack of new designs being internally developed. Of course, the Pentagon has an incentive to emphasize concerns of strained production. Considering headlines like U.S. is running out of bombs is a sure way to guarantee more funding, especially because the U.S. military is bombing people more and more often. Defense One adds, all this is happening as the U.S. is expending munitions at a rapid rate. For instance, the Special Inspector General for Afghanistan Reconstruction concluded that 1,186 munitions were dropped in that country during the first quarter of 2018, the highest number recorded for the first 3 months of the year since tracking began in 2013. Despite years of bombing, the people of Afghanistan are no safer than before the 2001 U.S. invasion. In 2017, more than 10,000 Afghan civilians were killed or injured in the war for the fourth year in a row. The report also raises concerns about the U.S. military's dependence on China for parts and materials needed to produce weapons. It reads, for example, that, quote, nearly all DoD missile systems use detchlorane, a component in the insulation for their solid rocket motors. There is no domestic supplier for this material. The sole source is Occidental Chemical in Belgium. Even more concerning is that the precursor to make detchlorane came from China. The Chinese source can no longer produce that precursor, and so there is now no source for detchlorane in the world. The report suggests that if the Pentagon would like to continue to produce bombs, it needs to find alternative sources or replacements for some key materials. Because, of course, it would make too much sense to suggest it just cut down on bombing. In Washington, Anya Parenpel, RT.